Hey guys, it's me again, and I'm actually going to be doing sort of a rant, but it's sort of also a forum reading saying how, I'm showing out the fact that a lot of people hate Bramblestar x Jessy, and I hate it too. I do not ship it. It's very undeveloped, because, well, Squirrel Flight seemed like she kept on begging Brambleclaw to forgive her through eyes by just giving him sad looks at. But and I understand that Brambleclaw was still mad at her throughout the time, giving her the cold shoulder, and I'm glad that while he didn't give her bad tasks, he just tried to make sure that they didn't really end up being together during tasks. But it's kind of stupid of him to not realize that Squirrel Flight did that for Leafpool, even though I still think Squirrel Flight should have turned down Leafpool's offer and then made her stay away from the clans, but then there wasn't a medicine camp. But it's also Firestar's fault, because he did not punish Leafpool. Why? Probably because she was his daughter. And I'm just glad that later on in Bramblestar Storm, Bramblestar finally realized why Squirrel Flight did that when he was helping Tawny Pelt, his sister. Anyway, it's just very undeveloped. Bramblestar only knew Jessy for a moon or two. Squirrel Flight knew him for all her life. Yeah, and a lot of people on the forums say that Squirrel Flight was better. Yeah. Because if Jessy still stayed in the clans, Bramblestar would probably still choose Squirrel Flight. And it will probably become a bad relationship like Dovewing and Bumblestripe. And besides, Leafpool saw that sign where Brambleclaw and Squirrel Flight could have a bond that would never be broken, even even when they weren't actually even when they stopped being mates, because there's still some part of them that still had the bond. Now, so anyway, I'll read the forum showing the people saying which one's better. Now, on top, it's the original poster was I'm not going to say their name. I want to leave people anonymous in this. So they're saying, honestly, I rather liked her. I thought she was better than Squirrel Flight in almost every aspect. Wink. And I hope that the Ernts would make it so that Bramblestar chose Jessy and he and Squirrel Flight were just friends. But since it's a series for 8 and 9-year-olds, almost every cat/pairing had to have a happy ending, thus making Jessy kick down onto the side. And then the next person. Jessy was okay. I just didn't like her with Bramblestar, mainly because it was obvious to me that he would just go back to Squirrel Flight anyway. Seriously, Leafpool's sign in Sunset even meant that Bramblestar and Squirrel Flight shared a destiny that was so closely entwined it couldn't be broken by any cat. And notice how Bramblestar said that he could have loved Jessy. I don't really see why they had to have her go, though. Vicky even said that Bramblestar would have still chosen Squirrel Flight if Jessy had stayed. And then another person replies saying, exactly. Ooh, I really like their signature. Live, love, laugh, the 3 secrets to happiness. Anyway, I liked her, but I don't think I would have liked them to become mates with each other. Jessy and Bramblestar are kind of undeveloped. Thank you, person who posted on the forums. Anyway, while Squirrelflight and Bramblestar had much more development. Ooh, here's a long one. Not every cap pairing worked out, such as Squirrel and Nash for Bumble and Dovewing, Dust and Sandstorm, though it isn't a really confirmed couple. Or even Jay's Wing and Half Moon. So I was waiting for Bramblestar to ask Jessy to be his mate, and I would not have been surprised. To be honest, I wouldn't have been either, and that would upset a lot of fans. I'll get back to reading their forum in a short while. I mean, besides, it might just become a gray silver Millie triangle. And if they do become mates, and after Squirrelflight suddenly dies and Jessy returns, I'm guessing that, I mean, when Graystripe promised he'd still stay loyal to Silverstream even though he took Millie on as a mate, and how one of the errands said that Graystripe would surely pick Silverstream, which I would not like. Ow, sorry about that. I'm guessing that they would also say that Bramblestar would surely pick Squirrelflight over Jessy when he gets to start playing. Anyway, back to their saying. But I personally didn't like Jessy. I didn't like her personality. It drove me insane, and I wanted to rip out every page she was in, which meant I would have to destroy the whole book. But while that I hated her, she could make some pretty good plot lines, such as if she came back with kids and Bramblestar forgot about his and Squirrelflight's kids and fostered hers, and dramatic stuff could happen, I guess. I think Squirrelflight would be a better mate, but I'm biased. She, I think, is a perfect fit for Bramblestar. Before the secret thing, they loved each other very much and liked to be with each other, and their relationship was much better than Jessy x Bramblestar. Squirrelflight knew Bramblestar ever since she was a kid, which I said before, and they grew up with each other. And Squirrelflight went on a journey with him 4 times, where they grew closer. Bramblestar knew Jessy for, what, 1 moon? 2? I just didn't like the pairing, but if she had another personality, I might have liked it better. And then another person agrees, saying that they also think that it was more developed than Bramble and Jessy. And then they asked, what's so bad about her personality? And the person had the perfect thing. By the way, if Frankie never joined the clans, I'd say it would be better if Jessy was shipped with Frankie, but I'm beginning to see a Frankie now Stormcloud x Cherryfall. Anyway, well, first of all, I didn't like how the first time she appeared. Sorry about that. She called Frankie, and I think Bramblestar and his cats, flea brains. I don't know why that little thing ticked me off, but it did. Secondly, the first thing she did when she got into ThunderClan was tell Squirrelflight, you can't talk to him like that. And although she didn't know that Squirrelflight was deputy, that part really annoyed me and ran off to my sister for about an hour because I forced her to listen to me. Wow, this person must really be angry. Sorry about my voice. I'm just not feeling well right now. I'm developing a cold, sort of a chest pain, but I'll be okay. Then, when Tawny Pellet showed up and asked to talk to Bramblestar, didn't Bramblestar say, give us a moment, or whatever? I can't remember clearly, but I'm pretty sure he said something like that. But Jessy barges into their conversation is all like, hi, I'm Jessy, which was rude and uncalled for. She thought of the wonderful idea that they should barge into ShadowClan's territory and fight their own battle, which could have gotten Cats killed. In fact, didn't she make the same idea for the Badgers? Or was that Bramblestar? Sorry, I can't really remember. I was just kind of just skimming when I read it to finish it faster. If she had a nicer personality and maybe stopped calling cats flea brains all the time, then I might have liked her slightly better. Okay. Now, I can see that we're about 10 and a half minutes into the rant. But anyway, I'm going to sort of see if I can read all the forums on this page. This sums up everything I dislike about her. And I can sort of forgive the flea brain thing since she was stressed at the time. And I can sort of forgive her edging him to keep out his shadow clan since he was talking about doing that anyway. But bossing about another cat when she had no idea about intra-clan relationships was just... For all she knew, Squirrelflight was his mate or sister or daughter or whatever, and reacting in the typical, "How dare you worry me like that" manner, in which case she had no business butting in. Not that Bramblestar needs defending, which is sort of a mirror to how Ashford was always jumping in for Squirrelflight, now that I think of it. Then she does it again by barging in on Bramble's conversation with his sister, which is very rude. Yes, Squirrelpaw was like that once, but Squirrelpaw was an apprentice, 6 months old, a teenager. Jessy was full grown. Why was she acting like that way? The biggest factor that contributed to my dislike of her, though, is how every single cat talks about what a perfect clan cat she is. She's a natural hunter, picks up fighting super quickly, worms her way into ThunderClan with ease. It irked me like an incredible deal. Along with how she was always right. If she had been like Minty or Daisy, having difficulty accepting this new life, but generally trying to adapt, I would have liked her a lot more. Instead, her personality remained static, intrusive, rude, and annoying. Ugh. Before I move on, that person was really correct. And, Jess was just too perfect. By the way, I might have to split this into 2 parts, because I want to see if I can read all the forums on this one page. And, anyway, continuing on. Wow, I haven't read Bramblestar Storm yet, but I don't mind spoilers. Anyway, I heard that Jessy fits into the clan rather easily, but I didn't think that her personality would be like that. And, ooh, another one. Wonderful rant, Dawn Sky. I hated how she was a perfect clan cat, too. It annoyed me. It also annoyed me how Bramblestar agreed with her for everything. That's basically showing Jessy being not only a static character like Silverstream, but a Mary Sue. Okay, so they added in a dialogue. That's basically Bramblestar agreeing with her for everything. Silly little dialogue parody. Let's sneak into Shadow Clan territory and fight their battles! Bramblestar. Great idea! Jessy. Let's sneak back into Shadow Clan territory while they're still mad and fight more battles! Great idea! To me, it felt very unrealistic how she instantly got used to the sudden change of lifestyle. Even the most flexible people take time to adjust. Frankie and Minty made much more sense. Millie made more sense than her because she had been training with Graystripe for how long? Jessy just walked in, no training, no idea how everything worked, not anything, but she manages to magically fit in, do everything right, and learn the code and everything. Unlike Frankie and Minty, who are both confused and not very good at it, but at least Frankie stayed while Jessy ditched them. Was she special or something? It ticked me off. Then this person is apologizing. This person is apologizing for the whole spoiler thing. They were like, "Sorry, I didn't know that you didn't read it." Well, don't listen to me, because since I hate her, I overreact about whatever she does. And before I continue on, that's honestly like me. I overreact about a lot of cats, including Silverstream. Now, I liked her before I found out that people were all, oh my god, she's awesome, she's awesome, she's awesome. And we're just pounding down on Millie, just trying to say that she's really, really bad. Anyway, continuing on. I hope you get to read Bramblestar's Storm soon, though. Jessy's kind of like another Jayfeather, but she also has some Firestar. By the way she thinks she has to take care of the other clans, and I hate both Jayfeather and Firestar. So when a cat with both of their traits, I hate her. Smiley. And to be honest, I'm not really yep. I sort of like Jayfeather, but there's a little bit of perfect in him, but not a too perfect. But luckily I think it's gone down.